Good morning, guys, and welcome to the farm. Now, I should preface today's video with, if you do not already love chickens or the idea of owning chickens, then raising them to make money is not your next low maintenance, low effort side hustle. So if you are hoping for that, I would move on and try something else. But if you already love chickens and you're looking for a way to let your spouse have more, then this is the video for you. This is how you fund your chicken habits and maybe make a little bit of profit along the way. So let's get started. Okay, so here is step one, and this is step one for everybody, whether or not you already own chickens or whether or not you're just deciding if chickens might be worth it. You need to scope out what everybody in your area wants and preferably can't find. We actually did this in multiple different ways. The easiest one was just asking people. We went around town, we asked people at church, what is everybody trying to find as far as chickens are concerned? We went to and scoped out some of our flea markets that sell chickens. We have Second Monday in our area. You can go to feed stores and see what everybody's selling. All very helpful. But at the end of the day, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get on Facebook, and there are tons of local backyard farmer groups and other chicken enthusiasts, and they will tell you what everybody is searching for, but nobody can find. This is an important step to making sure that you are not easily beaten out by the local competition. Let me give you a completely random example that is not based on any kind of fact. So if you have a local chicken farmer that has been selectively breeding Orpingtons for, I don't know, 40 years, then you might want to raise something other than Orpingtons. You are never going to beat out the local competition, and why would you want to? For the record, she and I are very close friends now. Now that you have chosen a couple breeds that you think will sell well and that you personally find beautiful and a fun idea to keep, because if you don't love it, it's never going to be worth it. So, step two is figuring out where you're going to get these breeds from. And this is equally as important as choosing the breed you're going to get, because again, I have really two important tips for this. Step number one, pay what you're hoping people will pay for your chickens someday, or even pay more than that. I don't charge people what I paid for my chickens. You're also going to need to be willing to drive a bit or pay for shipping, because again, if you buy it from someone local, why would anybody come to buy the exact same chicken that they can get down the road from an established breeder? They're never going to come to you. Do not fight with the local competition. We, of course, drove to Arkansas and got most of our rare heritage breeds from Moss Mountain Farms and P. Allen Smith himself, who started the Heritage Poultry Conservancy. This little girl in my hand that thinks she can eat the chicken that's on my shirt is a cuckoo Dorking, which we hatched ourselves. And these are so rare that there are probably only 5 or 6 flocks in the United States. Our other birds came from Myers Hatchery. Myers Hatchery is also out there selectively breeding. And just to give you a price comparison, we paid $25 for each day-old chick, and then we paid $50 extra to have them shipped to us. Of course, ours don't look like what you can find in a feed store, and we have continued to selectively breed for the best. So they're rather beautiful in my opinion. Step number three, and again, for me, this is the hardest step because it just has so many factors. What are you going to sell and how much are you going to sell it for? The first thing I would think about with this step is how much do your chickens cost? So if you haven't watched my video about what chickens cost, you might want to check that one out. Just a synopsis, Bantams, aka the small chickens cost a lot less to maintain and feed than the bigger size chicken. Again, my Bantams cost me about $1 per bird per month, so you can do the math there. And then my biggest chickens, my Orpingtons, cost me around $5 per bird per month. So again, you might take this into consideration when you think about that price point and how you're actually going to make any money. So let's dive in. The first way, and the most common way that I hear people trying to make money by raising their own chickens, is through selling their eggs. Now, This sounds like a really easy way to make money because it doesn't require feeding anything except for your current flock. You don't have to hatch anything out yourself. You don't have to take care of chicks. It sounds easy, right? Well, there's a few problems with this. One, eggs are cheap, and we don't ever sell ours for more than about $5 a piece, depending on the market. And if you sell hatching eggs, if you have a rooster that is fertilizing those eggs, then you could sell your hatching eggs for quite a bit of money. There are people out there that I know personally that sell their rare hatching eggs for $100 per dozen. Now, I have never gotten that much. I sell my common breed eggs for about $20 a piece and my rare heritage breed eggs for $30 a piece. But the thing with that is I am very careful with collection. I label every egg to tell you what it is and how old it is. I turn the eggs every day, and then I only keep them about 5 days. So you have to find a buyer for those eggs very quickly. So this does make a little bit more money than just selling eating eggs, but it is still quite a bit of work, just to point out. Otherwise, you're going to be selling eggs that don't actually hatch chicks, and then everyone will stop buying them from you. The other problem with relying on egg sales is that chickens do not lay eggs all year long. Therefore, there are going to be lots of times when you cannot sell eating or even hatching eggs. For example, chickens do not lay during the winter. Now, you can put a light in there and trick them into thinking it's not winter time, but again, I always give my chickens that natural break from laying eggs that God intended them to have. Also, they go through an annual molt, which means they are going to shed all of their old feathers and grow new. During this time, they also don't lay eggs. There are also many other random reasons why chickens stop laying eggs or stop laying anywhere near as many eggs. For example, if it's 105 degrees outside for more than like 2 months at a time, they will definitely slow down their egg laying. So for these reasons, I would not guarantee or rely on egg sales to pay for your chickens. Also, if you sell all of your eggs and you don't get to eat any of them yourself, then why have chickens in the first place? So then your only other option is hatching out chicks. Now, I will tell you, we bought 3 small incubators and they were not very expensive. The brooder that we keep to keep all of our growing out our chicks in was also not expensive to make. On the other hand, it is quite a bit of extra work. Maintaining incubators to the correct temperatures and then helping chicks on hatch day, putting them all in brooders, taking care of all of them while they're little, it is quite a bit of work. But selling day-old chicks is how we personally make most of our money. I'm going to go ahead and be very transparent with you. We sell our day-old chicks, the regular breeds for $10 a piece and the rare breeds for $15 a piece. The easiest way we have found to raise enough money to pay for our chickens is by selling day-old chicks. This one is a Pincheon. Again, I think we're the only breeder in the state of Texas that sells Pincheons. This is a very endangered, rare Bantam breed that we also got from Moss Mountain Farms. And there's those to eat. Look at this little girl. Anyway, and the only reason I have her out here is because, of course, even in the mornings, it is extremely warm in Texas right now. So I will go ahead and tell you that this little girl I am planning on keeping because I need more hens, but if I was going to sell her, I would sell her for $15. Therefore, you would only need to sell a few day-old chicks a month in order to make all of your money back for your flock of chickens. The selling of chicks is most lucrative during the fall and the spring, but let me talk to you about that too. Some people might also assume that selling hens is the way to make money. Why sell day-old chicks when I could raise them out to be a hen? And again, I am going to go ahead and confess what I charge for my laying hens. If I were to keep a hen until it was laying age, then I would probably sell it for anywhere between $40 and $65 a hen. Again, this is not even what I paid for mine when they were laying age. Hearing those numbers, I'm sure you are tempted to say, then why am I not raising out hens to sell? And why am I selling day-old chicks? Well, one, obviously, I have not paid much for this chick. All I did was gather the eggs, incubate them in an incubator I bought a long time ago, and then I keep them for a couple days and I sell them. So they do not cost me much. But on top of that, if I raise them out till they are old enough to lay, I will have 50% roosters. I will statistically have 50% roosters and 50% hens. So only half of what I have will anybody really want. Now, there is a way around this. I often sell especially my rare heritage breeds as breeding pairs or trios if I get lucky and I end up with more hens than I do roosters. This is also a really great way to make your money back after the winter months. So what I often do is I hatch out a really big batch of chicks and I keep them all winter long. So that means that when spring rolls around and everybody is looking for hens and chickens, I have them. And by selling those pairs and trios, I never sell a hen by itself because again, that just leaves you with a rooster that is going to be very difficult to get rid of on its own. So that is what I do in springtime. I raise them out all winter long, which again is a very big pain and a lot of work, but it will recoup all of your money that you did not make selling eggs or chicks or anything like that during the winter time. Your last step is going to be deciding where and how to sell these chickens. Now, a lot of this is making a name for yourself, and it's just going to take time. We had a logo made. We started marketing mostly on Facebook. We made a Facebook business page. That is how we sell most of our chickens. I have also occasionally tried to go to our local flea market, but again, it's very difficult to get the highest prices because most people are expecting a deal when they go to these markets. Never go to chicken auctions, again, if your goal is to make money. Only if you are desperate to get rid of something. We also will eventually launch our website. We've made business cards that we do pass out. Again, really and truthfully, becoming a well-known, reputable breeder, like anything, takes time. So we are still actually working on that, but it is amazing how many customer testimonials have helped us get more business. So as always, make sure that you are extremely courteous and helpful with everyone that you deal with. We always strive to be extremely kind and extremely helpful. I should of course mention, now that I've told you how we make money raising chickens, I will admit that there are many ways to make money raising chickens. One of the ones that I've seen the most around here is people will go to a hatchery, they will buy pullets, aka hens, for very cheap. They will raise them out and they will sell them for higher prices. Now, this could be a way to make money. I think it's a lot more work than people give those breeders credit for. Also, that does not bring me personally any joy. Therefore, I would not buy chicks from somewhere else. Part of my enjoyment out of this whole hobby is hatching out my own chicks. So I would never give that up, even if there are more lucrative ways to do it. Also, that is quantity over quality. And what I like to provide my customers is a very high quality heritage breed or a very beautiful breed that I have carefully raised myself to be kind and gentle. I would also like to take this opportunity to point out that all of the information in this video does not mean that the first time we tried selling chickens and being a chicken farm that it went perfectly. All of the information in this video is based on lots of trying and doing it wrong. And I hope to save you some of that time if you decide that you would also like to raise chickens and let this hobby be a hobby that pays for itself. So if you found this video helpful, I hope that you hit that subscribe button. I hope that you like and share and comment below if you know any other really great chicken selling tips. And I'll see you next time here on the farm. Bye guys!